How's it going, everybody? It's Spaz Eagle, and today I'm going to be doing the second video of my four-part series of the review of the Lootbox tanks. And for this episode, I'm going to be focusing on the Bourrasque. Now, the Bourrasque is the Tier 8 medium premium for the French, and this is a very, very, very interesting tank, and I actually really like it too. It's probably my second favorite. When it comes to this tank, I have a, kind of like my Byzante, I have a kind of small trained crew, but that means this tank can only get better, right? I used one of the reward female operators and used her for my commander, so I have Brothers in Arms, I have Sixth Sense, I have Concealment, and then I'm working on another perk. And then for my two crew members, they're almost getting the third skill, but right now they have Brothers in Arms and are almost on Concealment. So obviously there's a lot farther for me to go with in terms of the crew skill. I use equipment on this tank. I use the improved rotation mechanism for the turret. I use the enhanced gun laying drive to enhance the aiming speed. And I have a reasoning for that, and I'll get into that with the gameplay, but I think this is kind of a interesting thing to use. And then vents. You know, vents is just a kind of a thing I like to put on all my premium tanks. So that's going with that. Now with the Bourrasque, it's got a 2-bullet clip, so you know the ammo moves in twos. And I actually put a lot more gold rounds than maybe you might have seen in the Byzante video. Because with a tank like this, it only has 190 pen. And when it takes you around 20 seconds-ish, right? Yeah, I have around 20 seconds to reload. I want to make my 2 shots count. So, in some situations, I might see a tank that I pretty much know I'm not going to be able to pen. I might throw in some gold there, take the sacrifice on the credit count, and just go from there. So it's kind of up to your discretion again, but I think I have a pretty decent setup in terms of my ammunition. And besides that, I think that is enough to talk about, and let's go into the gameplay. Alright, so we've loaded into a 2-tier game, 9 and 8, on Fisherman's Bay. And, you know, I like this map. And I think it's a good tank for a tank, good map for a tank like the Bourrasque. So yeah, let's kind of talk myself through this. So with the Bourrasque, you got a 20-second-ish reload, depending on, you know, crews and stuff, but around 20, you could probably get a little less. With 2 bullets in a clip, around 360 alpha with the normal rounds. So, you know, it's pretty solid. And so I take the rush up the middle, and oh my goodness, we spotted the artillery off the bat, but I can't find a shot on that. The VK spotted, however, and maybe I can get a shot on him. I see a perfect line. Didn't pen his side. Was kind of upset about that. And I take the chance to reload. Now, a thing with this tank is it's kind of like the G-Sor, not as extreme though, but the reload time and picking your times to reload. Most of the time, I will err on the side of reloading when it comes to this tank, because then you get situations like that where, look, I had a perfect opportunity to fire that shot in. Can I get the next shot in? Can I? I don't think so. No, Progetto finishes it off. So now I'm down with 1 bullet left in the mag, and I have the opportunity to reload, and I'm really thinking about it. But it's just these kind of small decisions you gotta make, because, like, okay, there's a T10 there. Should I reload? No. I'm gonna try probably and get a shot off on him. And I think I end up changing my mind on being in the middle. Yep. So I decided to, you know, cut my losses, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to be effective on this flank. So I back up and reload, and kind of assess the map and the situation we have right here. So as you can see, it is 2-1, and the west side pushed all the way. So I'm really trying to figure out what to do. And I think this is when I finally make my decision. You know what? I'm going to push the west. See if I can get a cheap shot into this bulldog. I don't think so. But I'm going to push. And go support the west side. Because nothing seems to be happening in the city. And the middle is kind of a stalemate. So we're going to push, kind of help fight this CS-53, right? We are fully loaded. Excuse me. And we are going to go help flank this CS-53. And he has no idea we're coming. So I'm feeling really excited about this. I'm going to fly over the ridge, not even looking at me, lock onto him so I get good shots, and boom. One shot, one kill. Right there. Now I have one bullet once again. Oh no! I'm getting spotted. There was dual Type 61s, and they were both back there. So I back up behind the rock to safety, and I choose to reload again. So you can kind of see my playstyle here. It is a super fast tank, so I will run and gun all day long with this tank, and I will always reload. I don't usually like to sit with one round in this, with no enemies nearby. So I'm just taking some peeks. Looks like my team is gonna try pushing. So I'll help them. I'll push with them, cause we got opponents to find, right? So I'm finally reloaded. I see the T95, you know, pushing. So I'll be his little bee. I'll like kind of follow around and swarm around, and annoy everyone that's there, right? And so I'm gonna try and scout for him, cause I know if I see someone, I got a big gun behind me. He seems to try and pre-fire like the last known locations of those 61s. I'm gonna try and get some spotting. And I think I've noticed with this tank is I've got some pretty good spotting on this tank. So I'm doing my best using my concealment. T95 says wait for me. I'm like, I got you. So we're gonna sit here. We got some people suggesting where enemies might be. And it looks like the mid and the city are kind of holding their own around. So we're feeling pretty confident about this battle right here. Take a quick look, see if I can get any cheap shots on that T10. And I'm just going to take initiative, and I'm going to lead the charge on this west flank. And it's nice to see that shot right there. Not just because, you know, maybe it did something, but because I know I have that, at least the M40 covering me. So I take a chance around the corner. Is there anybody here? Don't see anyone. So they really must have pushed back towards their flag. So I'm taking any looks. I don't know why I thought I could go on that. But we're going to keep pushing, because we're well past where the Type 61s were last spotted. And I'm going to push towards their flag. Still nothing spotted. This is where I got to be really cautious, because we're in a wide open field. Still nothing. And I'm really sweating here, because I'm like, where are they? And I know I've got cover behind me, but I just don't know where they are. And there's one of them, and he's not even looking at me. I get one shot. Can I get the second shot in? I get two shots. He backs up into my teammates. I got the Type 61 covering me. Oh, he hits me in the ammo. I'm reloading right now. I managed to put a rock between him and I. I'm feeling okay about this. Type 61 on my team is rushing around the side. I'm getting some spotting damage along this. My T95 comes in. I knew I could trust my big guns.
I appreciate it.
Give him a thank you. Always thank your teammates for saving you. Always. And we survived that encounter. And now we're spotting some artillery. Terrible first shot. I guess I got worried that maybe he was going to shotgun me. Clearly wasn't going to happen. But I should have killed him. I was a little frustrated on that. Especially when you see the challenge I have right here. Is land 9 shots with damage. So I was flustered by that for sure. But now we're loaded. He tries shotgunning, but he only stuns me. I take my time this time. You know, you can easily take your time. It's artillery. And I get my second kill of the game. And now I'm down to 1, but I'm still thinking there's one more artillery somewhere. So I hold on to that shell just so I can maybe pop him once and let a teammate finish, or maybe I'll one-shot him. Not focusing on those other tanks in the city. I see the one He has 9 health left, and I was gonna ram him, but I just, I just missed. It's whatever. Type 61 finishes him off. Last tank on the enemy team dies, and it's an easy win. Now, I was very annoyed by this game, because as you saw at the last, I was 7 of my 9 damage shots, so if I didn't whiff the 1 artillery, I would have had that extra shot there, and I would have reloaded for the other artillery, and I would have hit 2 shots there, and that would have been my 9 shots of damage. But either way, nice little scout game. You can see I took control of that flank. My team got pressed all the way back towards our spawn, and I jumped in and helped lead the charge back to their base, so I could help. We wrapped all the way around here, right? All the way, and allowed my city people and the mid people to push and kind of bubble their team into the city, and we just pressured them into a defeat, right? 2,000 damage, 1,000 spotting. It's a fantastic game, especially in an upper tier game too. But yeah, I love the Bourrasque. I think it's great. It really comes down to timing your reloads. As you can see, I do a lot there. I think the key with this tank is if you have support or you have cover, don't sit on one bullet. I think that's key, because that takes you from a 360 to a 720 damage, right? Because 2 shells instead of 1, and that's a big difference when you got a tank that might be a 2-shot for you. If you're sitting on 1 shell, tank comes around the corner, then you got to shoot that. Then you got to reload while they still have health, and they're still gonna be shooting you, right? But with a 2-second interclip, you get your first shot in. Maybe you'll take 1 shot on them, 1 shot from them, or maybe they bounce you, and then you take the second shot. They're done, right? So that's why I really like this tank. And you saw the speed. It's super fast. It's basically a scout at that point, with a decent view range. It's a good tank. I really like it, and I think you guys would too if you guys get it right. But that's it for video number 2 of the series. Keep an eye out for video number 3. It'll probably come out in 2 days. And that one is going to be the G-Sor, I think, right? Yeah, G-Sor. So look out for that one. That one's an interesting one. Interesting tank, too. And it's a sentimental battle that I show you guys, too. But that's all I got. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.